Hi everyone, myself Bhagyashree and today I'm going to share my interview experience and that will be I categorize in the three category beginner, intermediate and expert and like more experience level. So I will start from the beginner level here only, and if you like it please make it comment and share and subscribe this channel, and hope you liked it this video. And for this upcoming video, if you want to live and practical questions like for implementing with the coding and all, please comment it down. I will try to make the video on the next one. And with the practically I creating the API interfaces and a middleware, everything which we can be better understanding when we can see a bit, when we can discuss here. So let's start with that from the today. First question is like if you are appearing for the .NET Core related interview questions, and as a fresher or beginner level, or if you already experienced, that will be also great. You can get revise your basic concept. So you can appear. You can see this is the question majorly asked to the student. First question, like we have to know what is the ASP.NET Core. They are asking what is the ASP.NET Core. So ASP.NET Core is a modern open source framework for building the cross-platform web apps and API, and is a lightweight, modular, and runs on the multiple operating systems. That's why it is a very popular, and it is backed by the Microsoft and .NET community for offering strong tooling and extensive documentation and vibrant ecosystem. That's why it is a very popular right now compared to traditional frameworks. Then we have to be know about the like before this .NET Core we have ASP.NET. So what is the difference over there? Because I already started my career with ASP.NET. Then as per the requirement changes, company demands I switches the technology with the .NET to .NET Core, and then we see like that. So you can see the question about, they are asking what is the difference between the ASP.NET Core and ASP.NET. So that difference we have to be compared in the different perspective. First we have to like platforms related. So .NET Core support the multiple platform, but in the ASP.NET is only Windows only. Coming to the framework side, ASP.NET Core have a modular and lightweight. ASP.NET it is not like that. It is a larger and more complex. Coming to the performance wise, obviously .NET Core provides the more performance, more faster than the ASP.NET. Architecture wise, .NET Core built on the .NET Core runtime. ASP.NET built on the .NET framework. Coming to the like, it is follow the MVC. Uh, in the .NET Core is integrated with the Web API in a unified framework. In the ASP.NET, we have a separate MVC framework and API. Coming to the configuration level, ASP.NET Core is more flexible and streamlined. ASP.NET have a complex configuration. Open source type, I can say ASP.NET Core is a open source. ASP.NET have primarily closed source, not fully I can say open source component. Supporting wise, I can say in the .NET Core we have fully supported by Microsoft. ASP.NET traditional, that's why it is have a support, but it is a limited one, because already you have to migrate your old one to legacy one to latest one. Suitable for, I can say .NET Core is suitable for the modern web apps, cloud-based deployment, microservices. .NET, ASP.NET we have like sometime legacy application, Windows specific deployment, so go with the ASP.NET. Then after that we have a role in the ASP.NET Core also. So they are also asking what is the role of that in the startup class or program.cs file, because if you already work on the .NET 5 and .NET 6, .NET 6 means .NET Core 6, .NET 5. So you can see we have a dot program and startup.cs file, but in the .NET 6 7 we have only program.cs file. So they are also asking about the difference also. Now coming to the descriptions, we can see the startup class in ASP.NET Core application control center controlling in setup and behavior, and it defines how your app interact with the database, middleware, and external services through the configure services and configure method. And it also enables the dependency injection for the modularity and testability. Then next we have a dependency injection. So dependency injection is a design pattern. It is a new things introduced in the latest .NET Core, like .NET 5, 6, 7, which is not in the traditional one. So in ASP.NET Core, DI container manage the creation and lifetime of this dependency. This means your code doesn't need to create or manage them directly, leading to looser coupling and more testable code. Then next we have what is the benefit of the .NET Core. There's just so much benefit. That's why we all are moving as a .NET Core side. Then we can consider like cross-platform, lightweight, performance, unify API, modular, testable, cloud-friendly, blazing fast, open source, and community-driven. Then we have a next question about like what the request processing pipeline in the ASP.NET Core. So in that we can consider like core request processing pipeline, also known as the middleware. Sometimes they already mention in the request processing, sometimes they are mentioning the middleware, so we don't have to get the confused. These both are having the same task which we have to be do. So it is used for the like perform the request response for the next one like authentication, logging, and routing. Then we have in the middleware, we have to be call the one middleware to another middleware. So what we can see for calling one to another one, we have a certain method. You see, we have app.run and app.use method over there. So all the API macro middleware which we are using, we have to be use this method, and for purpose and execution use cases of this method which we can see here. App.run purpose, add a terminal middleware delegate to the pipeline. App.use method, it is not terminal middleware delegate to the pipeline. In the simple words, I have to be say app.run basically used for the non-nest, like we don't have to nest middleware to call. And in the app.use means we have to be call nest middleware. That's why this use method is coming. And the execution you see like request and end the pipeline as I already mentioned, but in the app.use we have to call the next one, that's why it is not ending one. Use cases suitable for the like app.run simple application when we know for the request noded, app.use for the complex one. You see, this is the syntax which we can use. App.run is contents, and for the app.use authentication authorization purpose. As a result, we have app.run send the response directly to the client. In the app.nest, app.use, we have a modify the request context passes to the nest middleware. Flexibility terms, we have like limited only handle the request directly in the app.run method. In the app.use, we have a more flexibility. The stability point of view, app.use can be challenging to the test due to its terminal nature, but app.nest is easiest to test in isolation as it is a larger applications. Then next question we have what is a request delegate? Without this request delegate, our .NET Core application is incomplete. I can see a better word. So ASP.NET Core request delegate is a function that processes and handles the incoming HTTP request, and it core the building block of the request processing in pipeline, which is essentially a series of middleware components that handle the request one after the other. So that is a use of the request delegate. In the describing the host in ASP.NET Core, so host contains multiple parts of multiple things which we have to be know. So in the host we have this point which we have to be compulsory know as a fundamentally. Host containing the configuration, dependency injection, logging, lifetime management, and hosting environment, web server integration, hosted services. If you want to know much in the detail, much in the deeper from this concept, please comment it down. I will try to make in the next video. Then next question have explain how configuration work in ASP.NET Core and reading value from the app.setting.json file. Basically app.setting.json file which is we are using for the secret keeping purpose, connection string keeping purpose, like that. So we have to be know like when we have to be take that value how we can do. So ASP.NET Core config live in a key value pair across the source like files and environment provide like JSON environment where read these pairs and build a unified view. Access value by key using I configuration and controller behavior without the hard coding. You see, we have this coding example also. How we are taking the connection string value secret value. We have like string connection string with the configuration dot get value, the the parameter name which we have to be used. So that's it for the today. Hope you liked it. If you want to more such video, please comment it down. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.